Hello Internet, my name is Catherine Barsonistis. I run the nerdy food blog The Gluttonous Geek, and you are watching the Gluttonous Geek Presents Munchies and Minis, a cooking show where I first make a snack inspired by some tabletop role-playing game and then work on painting a mini. We may or may not be painting tonight. I'm probably going to do a little bit more recipe development after our recipe, but today we are doing another recipe voted on by my Patreon subscribers. This one from Pathfinder. Well, not technically from Pathfinder so much as it is inspired by Pathfinder. I am making some biscotti, folks, based off of the Long Roads Coffee House from Cheliax. Now, if you are uninitiated with Pathfinder, Cheliax is a country essentially ruled by demons and demon worshippers. Yes, a lot of the various folks are enslaved, like halflings. A lot of them are enslaved, but that's where we come to the Bellflower Network. Sorry, I need a little bit more of this to keep going on. Right, so the Bellflower Network, started by the owner of the Long Roads Coffee House, who was formerly a slave herself, Lara Longroads, is a network kind of a little bit like the Underground Railroad, except for halflings and other slaves within Cheliax. So, yes, this coffee house, which is in essentially the university section of the city it is in, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, I will bring it up in another window later, is all for, coffee and the revolution. Or, just kind of quietly the revolution, but, freedom! So we are making some biscotti for freedom, or at least with ingredients that kind of, symbolize freedom in that sort of respect. So let's go ahead and start getting out my ingredients. So bellflowers are also known as rampion, the plant that does have edible roots and leaves. And also, it happens to be the plant from the story Rapunzel. You know, the one where Rapunzel's mother kind of sells her off to a witch because, oh, I have the pregnancy craving of a lifetime. I must eat rampion. That's rampion. However, you're not going to be able to find rampion in most grocery stores. Their roots, however, do taste a little bit like a parsnip. I got these a few days ago. Hopefully they're still good with me. Parsnips are a root vegetable very similar to a carrot, but actually a bit sweeter. So we're kind of doing sort of a carrot cake biscotti, but with parsnips. To that, we are going to be using some other ingredients since the sweeter flavor of parsnips really come out with lemon. We're going to be adding some lemon zest to our dough for that. Hey there, what are you going to be making for Munchies tonight? I'm explaining it right now. Yes, I'm making biscotti of freedom. But yeah, basically parsnip cake biscotti. Right, as I was saying, another thing that happens to do with freedom, well, not necessarily freedom, but halflings usually love it, and it's in a lot of their cooking. Dried cranberries. I'm going to be using that as well. And symbolically, lemon and pistachios are used in witchcraft as kind of a sort of a natural ingredient to help break off negative energy, or, loved ones or those you're obsessed with, or, freedom! But freedom pistachios! Shaka, shaka, shaka. Freedom. And it also goes very well with, lemon, cranberries, and also a thing that I don't have behind me, even though I thought I did. White chocolate. That's right, we are dipping these things in white chocolate after we bake them. Should be pretty darn tasty. But to decorate that, and also to flavor our white chocolate, I'm going to be using another thing from Pathfinder's mythology, and go off of the goddess Milani. Spelled Milan, I. Like you do. This goddess, her symbol being a rose growing out of a broken street that's covered in blood, I know it's such a great image, is often the symbol of revolution, the goddess of that kind of revolutionary sort of breaking off oppression, that sort of thing. She's also one of the goddesses whose worship was banned from celiacs. Oftentimes because it is, when you have a very strong slavery-based economy, you usually don't want a goddess of revolution and uprising as, something that could possibly, make your slave force, your whole workforce revolt. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a homage to her and kind of, as you're sipping your coffee and taking a dip of your biscotti in your coffee, you're quietly going, revolution. Oh, wait, no, I need a mug while doing that. Revolution. The revolt starts at dawn. Wait, I need to actually... I'm okay. It's just anxiety, don't mind me. Right. Yes. And another thing that we're going to be putting in, because it goes well and brings out a lot of nice flavors in parsnips, is we're going to be using some nutmeg in my kind of unmarked canister. Shake a. Okay, so now I've done all my crazy explanations. Let's get to cooking. So first we're going to have to do a little bit of prep. Luckily, it's going to be a fairly easy prep. So what we're going to need is to first prepare our parsnips. Now, you're probably not going to have to do this particular step unless, it really just depends on how large your parsnip is. For example, these are small parsnips. This is a large one. The trouble with parsnips is the larger they get, the more likely they are to have this kind of bitter, woody core in the side of it. I know, giggity. So what I'm going to do that, just to make sure that I don't have that in my flavors, I'm going to cut this larger one lengthwise. And it looks like I don't really have that going as much, so I am good to just kind of chop it up into sections here. And let's just do that with this one too, just to be absolutely sure. Good, I don't. But just to show you what I mean, what I'm going to, if you happen to find a darker core in there, is you then want to slice it lengthwise again. And then you're just going to want to kind of slice that core out of there like so. Now, I don't have that issue, thank goodness, so I'm just going to once again cut this into manageable hunks because I'm just going to throw this all in the food processor. So, there we go. And let's just check the last one here. Once again, we are coreless. Okay, so manageable hunks. Is that parsnip? Yes, it is. This is parsnip. As you saw, the name of this title is the Bellflower Network Biscotti. And bellflowers are edible. Well, you can't find them in grocery stores, but their roots apparently taste very much like parsnips. So that's why we're using them in our biscotti. That way, we have a symbol of revolution with a little bit of that taste. Like, once again, just got to bring your coffee cup, dip in your biscotti, and go. Revolution. Oh, wait, no, we got to be more discreet with it. Revolution. Kind of had to emulate a Baby Yoda there, too. So, right. Gonna put that into a prep bowl to make things easier. And then get another prep bowl because I wasn't thinking things through. Because now we have a couple of things we need. And get another prep bowl because I'm not thinking. I'm just gonna grab a couple of them. So yes, like I said, we're doing a little bit more prep. So you're going to need the zest of 2 lemons or, one really big one. We're going to use the really big one. 1 meal, 2 meals, you get it. So, I just need to zest that lemon with my microplane here. And try to be light with it, so it doesn't go too far and get the pith. The thing is, the reason why we're doing the zest and not the juice is that we want that lemon flavor, but we don't want that extra acid messing with the chemistry of our bake. And we especially don't want to have to deal with the moisture levels either. So what am I going to do with all that lemon juice? I don't know. I think I'm going to make myself a cocktail. Haven't decided what yet. I'll figure it out. Let's see, do you keep the naked lemon for later other uses, or is it done? I mean, you could. Totally could use it for other uses. But since I definitely I'm going to need a little bit more liquid courage for tonight. One in particular, well, you know, it's been a while since I've streamed, and I tell you, it's, I mean, I've been stupid busy, but not really even stupid busy. It's kind of a, do you guys ever get like initiation anxiety? I mean, especially if you do a lot of creative stuff, because that's just totally me. I develop a recipe, or at least write it out, come up with the idea, get all of the ingredients, get everything prepared, get all the lore together. And then it just takes it out of me, the whole idea of starting the camera up and starting to stream. So I have executive dysfunction, so I understand. Yeah. All right, so I've got the zest of 1 very large lemon. Large lemon? Why can't I do this? Okay. I've divided in half because we're going to use half of it in our dough and the other half we're going to use as a garnish on top of our white chocolate. So I'm just going to put that to the side for now until we start baking, and put these lemons away because I don't need them. So, okay. Right, so the next step on this is that we need to pulverize our pistachios. And we are definitely doing the pistachios first because we need them for decoration, as well as for reasons that I just forgot. Here we are. To be inside of the dough. That's right. Just gonna grab my recipe from over here. Around half a cup of shelled pistachios. I need my half a cup, or a quarter a cup works too, because I can do math. Okay. So, yeah. That's a quarter of a cup. And just a little bit more. And then I'm just going to keep snacking on the rest of them. Oh, Strike was asking me how New York was. It was a lot of fun. Oh my God. I got to go to Fashion Week and be on Audio Dungeon. Okay, I know this is loud, bear with me. I'm just trying to pulverize these enough to be able to kind of be a rough chop. Okay. That is looking better. Okay. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Got to hang out with friends I haven't seen in years and meet some new friends. And I'll tell you, they are streaming right now, but please don't leave me. Hey, open up another window. I'll be patient. Let's see here. I think that's, yeah. How how did I get that little from? Probably put a little bit more. Bearing with you. Not going anywhere until you're done or you ban me. Okay. I appreciate that. I'll probably go raid their channel once this is done. Because, yeah. Okay, so we got our pistachios. I'm just going to clear the way so it doesn't get stuck underneath our blade. There we go. All right, let's see. They can still see it? Okay, excellent. Okay, cool. And to that, I'm going to add half a cup of dried cranberries. Okay. So, yeah, if I have half a cup, we shall see. We might end up with raisins, but I'm pretty sure I have enough. It's like, you ever have enough, like a lot of ingredients, you're like, oh, I have plenty of that back at home, until you realize, yeah, I did, but I'm so spoiled to having them, I didn't actually replenish. Oh, good. We are at half a cup. Just gonna throw that in there with parsnips. Stick that in there. And then we get 2 mincing. So I forgot to tell you how much parsnip we're actually using. This is about 3 parsnips, but you really want about 8 ounces, which is half a pound. So that's roughly what I got here. And just kind of pulverizing this until it is fully and completely minced. Okay. I think, just gonna check that real quick. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna show you what it looks like on the camera. Whee! All good and mixed, kind of a fine sort of meal texture where it's going to get that flavor. Oh, that's really good. And they're all nice, and just going to adjust that there. Okay, so. Oh man, I do that all the time, forgot to replenish. Yep, I do that. I do the things and the other things. Okay, parsnip. Okay, so to this, we're then going to add our half a cup of butter, which is an entire, how many ounces is this? It's an entire 4-ounce stick of unsalted butter. We're just gonna give that a quick, and you want it, for the most part, soft. I mean, it doesn't have to be fully at room temperature, but you want it soft enough for it to work with. So, just gonna butter. And to that, you will want to add a cup of granulated sugar. Oh, and 2 eggs. Stupid me. I'm so caught up on what I was doing, I forgot what I was actually doing. Come here. Come on, eggs. Man, it's been a while since we've had eggs. Let's think about doing 20-hour fasts. It's like I also curse myself by watching food shows when I'm hungry. Me too! And let me tell you, when I'm doing 20-hour fasts, it's very hard to write about food. It's like, don't mind me. I just want to eat, you know, everything in the whole dang world. And oh my gosh, I started watching this anime recently. about this. Oh, that's an eggshell. Get that out of there. Get out of, yeah, get back here. I know you're an eggshell. Okay, good. It's about this bed and breakfast for spirits. But yeah, it's got like 3 of my favorite things in a story. And I mean, favorite, I mean, in my escapist sort of stories, as in, yeah, I want to be in the story. Folklore, food, and romance. So yeah, I'm pretty much screwed. Okay, that's 1 egg. Eh. 2 eggs. And no, I don't need 3 eggs, so I'm not going to do the full but except I kind of already did. So, eggs, sugar, butter. With your powers combined, I am the wet ingredients for biscotti. Butter, butter. Come on. Oh, that is looking good. Come on. I know you can be more uniform than that. Let's get a spatula out. Clear off the sides some. Okay, we're doing good, but I still need that butter to incorporate. So, once again, into the pulse. Okay, I think we're good. So, I'm just gonna unplug that. Come on. Yeah. Doing things. Let's see, do you do video games at all? I've been playing one called Battle Chef Brigade that made me think of you. It's funny you mentioned that game. I actually have 3 recipes on my blog inspired by Battle Chef Brigade. And the very first time I got to be on a stream at all, I got invited onto Adult Swim's stream. And well, Adult Swim's video games stream. Oh, right, it doesn't come off when there's a lid on top. I am smart. When they saw that I had done food there, they invited me to come on the stream and bring my recipes that I cooked. But yeah, let's switch here to our prep. I made Cesar's Dragon Shank Meatball, Thrash's Armorock Ribs, and I made a Windfruit Mole to go along with it, which was a strawberry and beet. And then I did Shiv's Gulab Jamun, like a lantern flower Gulab Jamun, which was a bell pepper kind of Gulab Jamun. And if you don't know what Gulab Jamun is, it's an Indian dessert using milk powder and kind of making these sort of donuts, like milk powdered donuts that are then soaked in rose water syrup. Except mine was rose water and bell pepper, and oh my god, it was so good. So yeah, that's all 3 of that's on there. And my good friend Victoria Martino, she was the one who initially had contacted Tom Eastman and Trinket Games about all that for our Fandom Foodies group. And my friend Katarina of Pretty Cake Machine. Victoria is Martino. Sorry. I know your name, Victoria. She's the lady who did the official Fallout cookbook. Her blog is called Pixelated Provisions, and she's also an avid streamer here on Twitch. She's done a ton of Battle Chef Brigade recipes. And my friend Katarina, Pretty Cake Machine, did the, I think it was the Windfruit macarons? It was Windfruit macarons, and she had done lychee-filled macarons for that, and they were phenomenal. So, I've got my flour here. I have about 3 cups of flour here. I've got my recipe there. I should actually read my recipe. So to that, I need to add a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Teaspoon. And 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Let's get the nutmeg in there first. Shake off the excess. Okay, that's about a half a teaspoon. Well, no, that's actually more of a quarter of a teaspoon. So, let's get about a half teaspoon of nutmeg in there. I really need to get a different container for the nutmeg because, oh, I shake it and it goes all over the place. Yeah. Okay. Nutmeg all over the place. Okay. So, to that you're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Wabam and wabam. Cool. And also half of your lemon zest. Reserving the rest of it for your topping. So we're just going to whisk that all together. Try to get that as uniform as we possibly can. Don't have to go crazy, just have to combine things. Cool. I think we're good. So, don't need that. Can go in a glass in the sink and hopefully not fall over and break said glass. Yes, wet things are over here. Okay. So now we're just gonna scrape the wet stuff into the dry stuff. Try to get all of that in there. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Yeah, I'm kind of getting the whole craving cookie dough thing right now. Because that's, essentially the basic flavor you get when you mix cream butter with sugar. It smells like cookies, because that's what most cookies start out as. Creamed butter and sugar. Now I just really want cookies. Well, good thing I'm making cookies. I mean, cookies that go in coffee, and it's probably way too late to have coffee, but I think we do have decaf. Right, so I'm just kind of mix the flour in. Turn as we go. Just turn and fold. None of this whole nonsense, no. Scoop, fold. Scoop, fold. And be careful as you do, because, oh look, I've got flour going everywhere. Scoop, fold. You get the picture. Okay. I'm just gonna grab another spatula so I can scoop, scrape, fold. But do not stir, whip, 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 stir. I know you saw that cooking special on the Star Wars holiday special, but no whipping because you will have flour flying everywhere. Scoop, stir. And you can see that the dough is absorbing this flour. But we're still not there yet. imagine this would go faster if I used a stand mixer. But I don't feel like it. I'm gonna make things the old-fashioned way with 2 spatulas and a lot of grit. And a lot of vinegar, just not in the dough because then that would be really, really gross. Come on. Whew. And this definitely shows that I am out of shape. So nay on the whip. Yes, no whipping to your stirring. Unless you have a really, really understanding partner. Consent is king. This is a family-friendly show, right? Maybe? Okay. All right. Get in there. I command you. Stir, whip, 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 stir. Consent is always family friendly. Of course. Oh, man. Whew. But yeah, New York was great. Got to go to Fashion Week. Got to go to Morimoto for lunch. And in a few weeks, I will be going to Dubai to visit my aunt, who is a law professor. And she's like, we're going to go ride camels and go to see the Russian ballet and go to the Grand Mosque and all sorts of fun stuff. Last night, she texted me in the middle of the night and said, have you ever been to one of those restaurants that it's completely served, everything's served in complete darkness, and they don't tell you what they're serving you? And I have not. And she's like, my blind friends told me I should go. I want to go, but I don't want to go alone. Are you up for it? I'll make great blogging. I'm going, heck yeah. And the greatest thing about it is I don't have to worry about taking pictures because they'd all be black. I could just post up a bunch of, black screens and say, this dish was inspiring. A treat for the mouth and probably for the eyes if I could actually see it. Okay, come on, dough. You can do it. You can take more flour. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay. Whew. Really should have used that stand mixer. Oh well, lesson learned. I'm just not patient, at all. Okay. Whew. Probably start just mixing this with my hands, right? Except it's kind of sticking all over my hands. Come on. It's okay, this is Biscotti. You don't have to worry about things being light and fluffy, because it's not. Okay. Cool. I just gotta get everything absorbed. Extra bit of flour. Absorbed. Oh, there's a lot more than I thought there would be. Ooh, okay. Just hopefully this doesn't go all flaky on me. Okay. Nor is this biscuit dough. It's not supposed to flake on you. We want a hard cookie, which tells me I need to actually, preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Cool. Cool. All right. Okay. Cool. So now I'm just gonna divide this dough in half. So, and this recipe should make about 24 pieces of biscotti. Okay. So there's one ball of dough, kind of a half of dough. One ball of dough. And another ball of dough. Okay, that feels roughly the same weight. Cool. Okay, so we have our dough in ball form. Giggity. And we're not going to balance it on the sink because then we'll have things fall over. And next up, I need to get some parchment paper out once I get this cookie dough off my hands. I mean, it's going right back on there, but you know. Which is why I'm just doing kind of a rinse. Cool. So, you're going to need some parchment paper. Just going to get a layer of it out. Cool. And now, you take one of those balls of dough. And you start rolling it. And I might even just kind of do that some, just to kind of keep things. But you want your dough to be about like an even amount of dough on each side. When it comes down to it, you want it to be about 12 to 14 inches long. So roughly about a foot, a little bit longer. Okay, that looks like that's about 12 inches. It's slightly longer than that of a piece of letter paper. Okay, cool. So now that I've got my log, I'm just going to turn that sideways and press with my hands until this loaf is about a half an inch thick. All the way through. You don't want thicker towards the center, you want it to be about the same thickness throughout. So you're kind of pressing out from the center until, like I said, you're about a half an inch thick. Okay, that looks like we're, the most part, equal. Cool. So now that I've got that, I just need to move it to my baking tray, which first, I'm just going to take my cooling rack off of because I forgot it was there. And just Just kind of slide it on there. And now that I see it's not as wide as I would like, and I still need to fit another loaf on here, I'm gonna make this a little shorter and a little wider to be able to accommodate the size. Cool. Nice thing about the parchment paper is it makes it a little easier for me to manipulate this. So there you go. There's one loaf. So now I just need to do that with the other one. So once again, sheet of parchment paper. Stay. That's a bad idea. Let's put that there. That works. Cool. Stay. I told you to stay. Ha! All right, next ball of dough. Okay. So, I'm just going to move the dangerous stuff out of the way. And once again, roll out our dough. We're about, I would say 12 inches, not 14. Okay, that looks even. Let's switch that around and press it down. Just gonna pull the camera out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Once again, pressing out from the center so it is even thickness of 1/2 inch. Okay, cool. I think that's about it. So let's move that to our baking sheet. Cool. And I'm just gonna, there we go, get that all fitted in. And really you want these loaves about, I want to say roughly 3 to 4 inches apart from each other. There we go, we got our 2 biscotti loaves here that I just need to throw in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, which we are waiting another 6 degrees to pop up. And then we shall be ready to throw it in the oven. I mean, gently. You don't want to just absolutely have stuff go all over the place. So, I shall continue to drink my beer until that particular timer that just went off right now. So, here we are. And into the oven we go. For about, check it at about 20. You want 20 to 25 minutes or until it turns a little golden brown. And then we'll start doing our other thing. But in the meantime, I want some nuts. This is Catherine. And I'm getting nuts. Okay. So, oh God. Pistachios. Oh, how I love you, pistachios. I know. If you love it so much, why don't you marry it? Well, unfortunately, polygamy is not legal in my state or my country. Otherwise, I would have many, many husbands that I would then eat. Wait. Okay. Right. More pistachios. You get to listen to me snack while I make snacks. Right. So, let's go ahead and measure out the other things we need. Once I get things into things and out of things. Snacks. Yes. So, next up. God, I hope I have enough. I might not have enough. Oh, crap. Well, we shall see. We might be only able to dip 2 of these things. You're going to want 2 cups of white chocolate chips. I think I only have 1. So we may only end up dipping half of these. Which is fine. Oh, haha! We have 2 cups. That's minus 1 chip. But I must go retrieve before a cat decides to eat it. Ah, here we are. The only being on this show who may make sacrifices is me. Okay, so 2 cups of white chocolate chips, which are just going to sit for a while because we still have time to bake these things. And I did not really count my time all that amazingly well. Let's just do some cleanup here so I don't drop myself in nuts. All right, and I was going to do some prep and some photos and more prep. So, for those who follow me, which I know strike you do, in the RPG world, which I guess if you're watching this show, you probably already do that too, I was supposed to start a game on Little Red Dot's channel this week, based on Vikings. And not the show Vikings, I mean actual Vikings. The game's called the North Sea Epilogues. And I'm in an all-girl group featuring a lot of your Witch Girls favorites. Eris Savad, Flying Cirrus, and Kika Vio. And also another not as much seen on Witch Girls, but still a Witch Girls alum nonetheless. Kelly, the opera geek. And we're going to be a clan of Viking ladies. Well, in a clan of Vikings, but we're Vikings and ladies. You get it. Yeah, we were supposed to start this week, but poor Dot, she was sick with the plague. Plague is not good, especially when it takes away your voice. And I don't mean, Pretty Little Mermaid, you know, stealing your voice so you can like marry a prince type, losing your voice. I mean the I gotta go like this, that sort of thing. So, right. We did not get to start this week, which, I mean, I'm disappointed, but at the same time, I'm okay with it because I still haven't finished my character sheet. And also, I was going to make this recipe, which I have to thank Kika for pointing me in the right direction as far as that was concerned. It's like Ursula after a bender losing her voice. Yeah. That's what the plague does to you, man. But she pointed out to me this recipe called lefse, where it's like flatbread pancakes made out of potatoes. Not latkes. We're talking like potato batter. Like often used as kind of like little roll up stuff. I was going to do herb lefse with mushrooms and herbs. Now, I'm not going to cook the whole thing tonight because I need to make my mashed potatoes first, but I also need to get some ingredient photos first, too. So, do bear with me as I do that. And you can get sort of a behind-the-scenes look on how I do things in this kitchen. Now, normally I don't have a webcam watching what I'm doing as I'm taking these photos, but you get the idea. And I'm also going to be writing stuff down while I'm doing this. So, bear with me on that too. So the biggest thing is I need to make mashed potatoes that aren't going to get all gluey on me. Now, the easiest way to do this is to roast them at the oven at 400 degrees and then just scoop out the insides. My oven's kind of taken up right now, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to stick. So what am I going to play? Can I preview or is it spoilers? Yeah, so I'm going to be playing a berserker character named Dagny. And like in the game, what's it called? Berserkers all have some kind of animal they have an aspect with, they share an aspect with, or that they identify with. Sort of their primal nature that they take on while in a primal rage. I decided to go with the squirrel, and more specifically a red squirrel, even though the hood I got is brown because I could not find any red squirrel animal ears to put on top of my thing. Oh man, the smell of this is just lovely. So yeah, Dagny, the squirrel zerker. So, okay, I got some dill here, I've got some fresh thyme, and a little bit of rosemary, sage, and also another herb used often, but not really mentioned all that terribly much, at least in a lot of Viking narratives, coriander, or i.e. cilantro. So I'm going to need just a ton of fresh herbs in this, so this is what I'm throwing together. Because the idea is that with all these ladies in this group who are very wilderness oriented, we've got Eris playing a tracker, we've got seer, we've got a skald, and a carpenter, then it would make sense to kind of go off of the various herbs we either cultivate or find in the wild. So yeah, I'm about to be slightly boring by taking a photo while I'm on a camera. But like I said, this is kind of a behind the scenes of what I do. And using a tripod because I have very shaky hands. Like, stupidly shaky. You notice that I'm not really measuring out the herbs I'm using because I kind of want to leave it up to the person making this to kind of find their own flavor profile, like kind of find their own preferences. because I know a lot of people don't like cilantro. I love it, but I get it. So it's like, here, put together a ton of fresh herbs. And then, I mean, you can use basil if you want, but like I said, I was trying to use stuff that at least, for the most part, kind of grows in the area. Now, unfortunately, I live in Georgia, so I don't really have access to everything that would grow wildly. Now, I imagine if you were a Viking, you would probably use like some fiddlehead ferns among other things. Let's see, let's kind of fan that out some so you can kind of see. No, I don't want flash. Yes, that does happen every time I use it. Okay. All right, I'm about to get a little funky here. That is, I would if that was actually plugged in, which it is not. Let's plug that in. But yeah, like I said, about to get a little funky here. And turn out the lights. Where did they go? Oh no. There they are. And that gives it a cool kind of mystic look. A little bit. And I can show you what I mean in a second. Put the light back on. So yeah. So here we are, compared to what I had earlier with it being overexposed. But when it's backlit, it has a much more interesting look. So, got that. And I'm just gonna get a measuring cup, which, yeah, let's use this one. So first, I want to chop up the choppable herbs. And that would be my cilantro and dill. And I could probably, I'll do that separately. Okay, that quick rinse. And just kind of give that a rough chop. I mean, I think I'm going to go for about roughly 2 cups of chopped herbs. I have to tell you though, I've never mixed cilantro and dill before, and I'm really liking this scent combination. It just smells so clean and fresh. Love it. Just gonna toss that in there. And let's go with the sage next. So first I need to strip the leaves off of the stalks. Oh man. Well, I know what I'm definitely gonna add to salads, and I kind of want to do a salsa. Oh, some watermelon and feta. With that combined, that'd be really, really tasty. So yeah, just gonna bundle all those up, roll it so it looks like something that I would not have on the show. Also something herbal in that respect. And then just do ribbons. So the cut's called a chiffonade cut. And just kind of a rough chop after that. Just going to add that to our mix. Next up, the rosemary. Just strip that off the stalk. Might end up with only about a cup of herbs, but that's okay. Giving the rosemary just kind of a rough chop. I want it for the most part intact because I really want the look that it'll give. And then just strip the thyme. So yeah, the plan is, once I make these up, I'll use like smoked salmon, though the main recipe is going to involve herb mushrooms, probably with a little bit of butter. Either butter or cooked with some lard. I haven't quite decided yet. Maybe with a little mead. I think I have mead. If not, I'm just going to have to get some. Oh no. I'll have to buy mead. Anything but that. I don't know what I will ever do with myself with the rest of a bottle of mead. No, not at all. Hey, come back here. Don't fall asleep on me. Okay. It looks like we're down to 4 minutes left on our Biscotti. I mean, not fully. Oh, God. That was weird. That should not have done that. Okay, because yeah, I didn't hit any buttons or anything. That was really weird. Oh, no, I know what it was. It was because I moved the mouse, and it accidentally clicked on the countdown screen. It's okay. We're not having technical difficulties. Yet. The night is still young. Okay. Of course, I would just happen to buy the thyme that's all in the tiny little stalks, not in the big long ones that are easy to strip. Just my luck. But part of me is tempted to kind of, like where it's tender more at the top, kind of, yeah. Because I still want that sort of rustic look. You know, without having it caught in your teeth way too much. And I should probably actually, you know, change cams. I hope that you guys managed to see me cutting things. I know I kind of sometimes lose track of what I'm doing. Okay. So I will admit, I've been kind of tempted to switch the night up of Munchies and Minis, just because it seemed like everyone and their brother is streaming at this hour. That, and I realized one of my favorite shows now runs during Wednesday evenings. And I don't mean television shows, I mean streaming shows. Like, I had such a great time on Audio Dungeon, I kind of want to actually watch it and pester them while they're streaming. But, maybe I just dedicate one evening a month to doing that and spend the rest of the day kind of catching up on the rest of the month's episodes. Oh boy. Okay. I think I'm going to add the rest of that dill, and that should give us a half a cup. I mean, a cup. So we're going to use about half of it, or 3/4 of it, I haven't quite decided, in the lefse themselves, and a half of it in the mushroom filling. That way we kind of have the herb flavor come out in the fat portion, i.e. the flavor carrier. Okay, it sounds like the timer is just going off. Just gonna check that real quick, see if it's golden brown on us. Oh no, it is not. We're gonna give that. Why does it smell like it's burning? Because it might actually possibly be. I'm gonna add another rack to our oven. Get a little higher up. There we go. And set the timer for another 5 minutes. Another 2 minutes. 3 minutes. Compromise. Okay. Cool. And that should give us enough time to get the remainder of these things chopped up and ready to go. So, cool. Just gonna stir that up. That smells really cool, actually. Okay, awesome. And now I just have all these stems and whatnot to throw into my stock bag. Just gonna put that off to the side for the moment. Whew. So I'm just gonna write down 1 cup herbed lefse, 1 cup chopped fresh herbs, cilantro, dill, sage, thyme, rosemary. Cool. And whew. Gather that up and put it into my cup of herbs. Okay. Now let me check on that really quick. Okay, it should be ready to take out. Just switch my camera around here so you can see what I'm doing on my stovetop here. Cool. Okay. Oh, righty-o. Keep myself from eating more of the pistachios I'm actually planning on using for this recipe. No, I'll just eat the rest of them. Because I have an addiction to pistachios. All right. Yes, I hear you. Okay. Okay. Just gonna move that over to here. And then I need to decrease the oven temperature to about 325 degrees. And then set a timer to let these cool for about 3 minutes. So Hi, Melinda. I see that you're watching me. Oh, more pistachios. Pistachios. Mine. Okay. All right. Now as we're waiting for that to cool, I'm going to continue drinking my beer. Yum. That wasn't beer, that was pistachios. I'm very confused. Okay. 2.5 minutes left on those loaves. And they are feeling very spongy, which is okay. Because I need them to be slightly cooled, but not so cool that they're too stiff to work with. Because now I need to slice them up as soon as they're cool enough to handle, which is another 2 minutes roughly. So, nom 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 nom. I might have a pistachio addiction. I already said that. Well, the first thing in fixing a problem is admitting you have a problem. I don't have a problem with pistachios. Pistachios have a problem with me. At some point I'll actually drink this beer. So what I'm drinking right now, I can't remember the name of the company, but it was made especially for the Georgia Aquarium. It's called like Octopus or something. It's very good. It's kind of a spiced porter. Really tasty. I say as I keep munching pistachios in your ears. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? 1 minute. 1 minute left. Wait. No. Okay. I should probably move this onto a trivet or 2 or 5. Okay. Just gonna do that and move this over here. It's an ASMR pistachio mukbang. Oh God. Oh God. I've become that channel. Oh no. Because that combines like 2 of the things that kind of, I will admit, weird the hell out of me. Mukbang and ASMR. Because yeah, ASMR freaks me out. Especially if it like comes on in the middle of listening to Spotify, and you're like, what is, did you put ASMR on your Spotify? No, there's some cosmetics company or something that decided that they were going to do an ASMR style commercial, radio commercial, and then put it on Spotify. But thing is, it's that whole, really cutesy, peaceful voice. I'm going to talk to you like this, and then I'm going to smooth my fingers through your hair. And I'm just going, no. Just, no. You get where I'm coming from. So, okay, I just need to cut this into 12 pieces. I'm just going to start cutting it in half. And that's probably not the way to go, but I'm going to make it work. And then cutting it into thirds. Yes, cutting it into thirds. I know how math works. And you notice I am using a sharp knife for this. You will need to use a sharp knife, because then it'll just kind of break up all over the place, and that's not fun. And then 2, 4, 6, perfect. You want it to be about roughly ½ inch thick on your slices. I am first slicing these before I flip them over. And I'm just gonna mute this for a second to blow my nose. And I'm back. Okay. So yeah, cutting that. Oh wait, still need to get those last two pieces on that side. Cool. Cutting that into thirds. There we go. Probably closer to an inch thick, but either way, you want 12 pieces out of one loaf. I'm just gonna move that over here to my cooling rack for a second, so I have room to do the same to this one. So once again, we're just gonna cut that in half. Cut that each half into thirds. I love.
Amazing.
Thank you. And each third into a half to give a dozen pieces in a single loaf. Cool. Okay. So, now that we have that, I'm just going to bring back my other loaf for a second. And we're going to do something annoying. We're going to make this fit. So, I'm just going to flip these. So they are all on one cut side. And just to keep yourself from getting confused, make sure they're all facing the correct direction, because when you need to flip this after 10 minutes of baking again, you need to remember which ones you flipped and which ones you didn't. So that's one side. And then just gonna do the same thing. You know, freeze some of the pieces so you have a little room to work with. Let's do that. Okay. Cool. All right, so we have it all flipped in roughly the same direction on one of the cut sides. That's when we need to return our biscotti to the oven. Hey babe, can you help me out? You need to return your biscotti to the oven to bake another 10 minutes. While that 10 minutes is going, it's time to make myself a drink. Yes, yes, you may. My husband was indicating as to whether it was okay for him to eat the remaining lamb rib I had from our Valentine's dinner. I said yes because I love my husband. Besides, I've been notching on these pistachios enough.
This looks so amazing.
I know. Sorry? Not sorry? Right. I should probably get another drink in me. True love is sharing food. Why, yes it is. Otherwise, I wouldn't really be doing this. Did you actually open the thing?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I could use another drink, but I'm still finishing this beer. I say between, like, just noshing on pistachios the entire time. Beer. Tasty beer. Now I can make myself a cocktail. Gonna give my mug a rinse. And figure out, I'm gonna do something with this lemon. Haven't quite decided yet. I mean, I guess I could make sort of a lazy sour. Okay. See, do I have any other prep bowls that I can steal? Ah, here we are. Prep bowl. And just grab myself my juicer. About 1 lemon worth of juice. And let's see, I've got whiskey, I've got tequila. What else do I have? Oh, I've got ginger ale. Maybe, oh, I also have elderflower liqueur. Let's do that. And I'm gonna be slightly kinder, you guys, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna actually get a cup out. At least I would if I actually had one that was clean. Oh wait, no. I have clean dishes behind me. It should be done drying by now. Yeah, let's do kind of a refresher sort of thing. So first, ice in a pint glass. Do we have any gin? We do not, but that's okay. Got my... Now, I know you normally wouldn't put really nice bourbon into a cocktail unless the flavors worked. I've got some Virgil Cane ginger infused bourbon, and this stuff is amazing. It is from the Southeast, and it's so smooth that you really don't need a mixer or to water it down at all, but I'm just going to do a little bit, about an ounce of Virgil Cane in there. It's about an ounce. And maybe an ounce or two of elderflower liqueur. These botanicals are going to work really nice with that. Next up, let's do about half of that lemon juice and fill the rest of it with ginger ale. Just, emphasize that whole ginger flavor profile we've got going on here. And do I need to give that a stir or not? Let's try it. Actually, no, I don't. It's quite good. So, cheers. I really like that. Nice. Okay. Well, just to remind you, in case you want to write that down, that is a ounce of bourbon, preferably ginger-infused bourbon like Virgil cane, about an ounce of elderflower liqueur. That looked like it was about, I want to say an ounce, probably 2 ounces of lemon juice. And then just fill the rest of the glass with ginger ale and ice, and you're good to go. So, cheers. What else was I going to do before? Oh, right, I had all this extra cilantro. Maybe I can do 2 cups of... No, I think the cilantro level on that is perfect. And I'm just going to, I think, since I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to have time, I'm probably not going to have time to actually make the potatoes tonight. I think I might just put this in a container with some paper towels to keep it from getting soggy. So, just need to get myself a container, Tupperware. And yeah, if I'm feeling extra crazy tomorrow, I'll kind of stream my behind the scenes stuff when I get home from work. Because the truth of the matter is, the way that this recipe is going to work tonight, since the chocolate I'm dipping this biscotti in is going to need at least 35 minutes to set in the refrigerator, I'm not plating or taking photos of it until tomorrow, when everything is set and looks great. So I think the same is going to apply to our lefse. Luckily, I've got plenty of time when I get out of work tomorrow that'll work out just fine. But I will be streaming again this week, for sure, on Friday evening, because I've been needing to get my all my recipes out this week for February. So we have one more recipe this month. It's going to be out of Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms campaign, based off of, God, what's the name of that city? Here, let me bring up my email, or I think I already clicked it away. It's based off of this kind of iron mining and working city that's very and so food stalls are very popular with miners, and there's this one food stall that serves everything out of a bread bowl, and not just any bread bowl, kind of a flat bread bowl, so you can kind of take off pieces of it as you're walking on your way to work or like on your lunch break or whatever. There's one that's essentially kind of a frittata, a rolled frittata that's served up in one of these bowls. So I'm going to be taking flour tortillas to make essentially kind of tortilla bowls, and making a frittata with spinach, Italian cheese, and what else? I think mustard. I think that's what I had on the list to work with that. So that's going to be, I think, super tasty. I'm going to be making that up Friday night, because I would be going to improv D&D, but I kind of wanted to bring my husband with me, and I already went last weekend with a bunch of folks from Flipping the Table and D4. Got to hang out with Mark Meir at a bar nearby, and that was kind of cool. Finally got to meet him. I mean, he knows my friends, now I actually get to meet him, that sort of thing. But yeah, cool guy. Yeah, I would be going tomorrow night to his one-man show. Actually, I'm not sure if their ticket's still available, but Mark Meir is doing his one-man show, Fear and Loathing and Lovecraft, at Dad's Garage tomorrow evening. I've told him to definitely look up Gen Con for that, because they're still doing their event registration. That is our Biscotti. Let's take that out. Oh, whew. I have things slipping out of places they should not be slipping. Okay. Cool. Just need to flip these again. So we had it on one side, now we need to flip it to the other. You see we're getting that kind of browning that is noted with Biscotti. Be careful though so it doesn't break on you as you're doing this. I mean, I'm barely touching this. And it looks like my oven has a heat being even problem. Okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine because I say it will be. But yeah, since I know that event registration's still going on for Gen Con, I'm going, dude, you would sell out in minutes. I mean, people would eat that up. So hopefully, since he's already gonna be in the area for Gen Con, he'll be also performing that one-man show. Okay, so another 10 minutes in the oven. Cool. Let me just do a little bit of cleanup here. But yeah, went to go see improvised D&D over at Dad's Garage this past Friday with a bunch of folks from D4 and Flipping the Table and all them. Had a lot of fun. Got to see Mark Muir playing, at one point, a dwarven princess's childhood friend who happens to, imaginary friend that happens to be a unicorn. And, yeah, there were a lot of references to Stone Mountain. It was great. I will say, it is entertaining to me, always, whenever, like, the South kind of gets Southern United States gets sort of imitated or highlighted in an RPG. I mean, technically I was born in Alabama, but I'm a military brat, so I've kind of grown up everywhere. So, but I've also been living in this metro area for a little over 20 years. So it's home at this point. And being able to kind of infuse your own locale into an RPG, especially a fantasy-based RPG, it's just fun. I enjoy it. And I mean, another big thing I've noticed also about being an army brat, you get kind of obsessed with going places and meeting new people. Especially if you've been living in one area for a while. I mean, it's the reason why I love going to Gen Con and other conventions outside of the state. Because I get to see new places, but through the eyes of the people who live there. And in that same love and passion, I love it. But also, I love to explore things. I mean, I know I'm wearing a Ravenclaw apron, but I was talking with my roommate. She's a Hufflepuff. And it's interesting how I'm kind of going, okay, I'm a Ravenclaw, but I think I'm really on that edge of Ravenclaw and Gryffindor, where I could really go one way or the other. The Ravenclaw bit, I think, would be probably being the weirdo, and also, when it comes down to it, the social anxiety kind of plays into it as well. I wonder if social anxiety is taken into account at all during the sorting ceremony. I know I'm talking a million miles a minute. Do tell me to slow down if you need me to. Whew, okay, right. Waiting for another 7 minutes for the biscotti to continue baking. So yeah, let's see. Friend of mine, I know Atlanta D&D is doing their Slady's Week, or a Slady's Day brunch, and that's like ladies playing D&D, so they're slaying, that sort of thing, and asked if I want to run a game, and I've never actually DM'd before, so I really want to, but I'm a little nervous about it too. I'm not really sure which direction to take it. Now, I could do D&D, I could do a different game. I know I've been wanting to play Trashkin for a while, which, if you don't know what Trashkin is, if you ever played Honey Heist, the same person who did Honey Heist wrote Trashkin. It's a stupidly simple role-playing game. It's one page. You don't have to buy a source book. It's free. It's one page. Just Google Trashkin, and it's literally drawn on a piece of graphing paper. You play as a bunch of trash creatures, and I mean like possum folk and garbage pandas and pigeons, i.e. bleat birds. So yeah, you play all these various anthropomorphic animals that fight and use magic, but with trash. It's disgusting and hilarious and ridiculous at the same time. I got the broken weapon, which was a sickle that causes diseases. And I was allowed to make up the rules for it, based off of rolling a d8. You can imagine things got pretty nutty. I'm super tempted because, yeah, the last game I got to do, I got to... well, I didn't run it, but the guy who taught me to play the game, it was during MomoCon. And at the time, my evil ex-boyfriend, not just ex-boyfriend, my evil ex, there's only one evil ex, happened to be at the next table over. And I said, my evil ex is here. So he decided to make the main dwarf villain look like my ex, right down to the Hawaiian shirt and long blonde ponytail. And yeah, I got to get the killing blow on it. It's like, well, how do you do your killing blow? I'm gonna cut off his ponytail. That's where he gets his power. And it was very cathartic. I played this possum folk, named Butterbean. Her name was Butterbean, and she looks a little bit like if Honey Boo Boo were a possum. Like even the whole bouffant hairdo, but all made out of plastic grocery bags, and like the whole pageant dress, but once again made out of plastic grocery bags, because I'm a pretty princess. And yeah, it was adorable and disgusting at the same time. Just yeah, I at some point I will play a serious character in a serious game. Someday. That was not that day. So now with me, serious characters are really only fun for me to play if it's a long, drawn-out campaign where I'm able to develop my character. Like, for example, our Witch Girls game, I was playing, for the most part, kind of a funny character, this teenage girl that was basically raised in sort of a Pleasantville alternate reality. But it got serious, and it got dark, and it was beautiful because of it, because I had all of those games to stretch out that storyline, to stretch out that character arc, and really feel the relationships and play around with that. don't really get to do that much with what's it called, with one shots. No, I mean, when I was playing with flipping the table during our Dragon Riders game, we did get to do that quite a bit. So, I mean, you win some, you lose some, and I mean, part of it too, it just depends on who you're playing with. You really have to have people who are willing to kind of let you play and play with you. I mean, that's why I love role-playing. I get to escape, I get to be part of a story, and I get to do that same kind of exploring and getting to meet people and know people and let the whole arc play out in a way that is safe for everybody. And, you know, we actually get to be a part of this world, so you know how it is. Because you also play roleplay. You also play tabletop. So, how much more do I have on that Biscotti? I've got 2 more minutes. Yeah, I'm not even sure we're going to have time to dip them tonight on the show, but we'll see how quickly they cool. I just don't want them falling apart as I'm dipping them into the chocolate. So 45 more seconds. Whew. Cool. Strike says, yeah, the stories that can be told in a tabletop game are really something else. Yeah, because you go in with kind of an idea of what you want to play and how you want to contribute, but until you meet the other players, until you start actually interacting with other people, like other players and characters in the world, you have no idea how it's actually going to end up. And then it's not just your story, it's something just so much more. And I love it. Absolutely love it. And did Pretzel just quit out on me? I guess it did. That is fine. Oh no, yep, it's still working. Wonder why it popped up to the front. That's kind of annoying. Okay, cool, I hear you, oven. Okay. Let us... Whew. Take you out. Cool. But not quite cool because it's not on a cooling rack. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. Okay. Let's move these. Well, let's get the cooling rack over here. Probably be using some kind of gloves. Probably. Or I could just empty out the whole thing onto the cooling rack. That would probably be the easier thing to do. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get cookie crumbs all over everything, but it'll be fine. Ow. That was... kind of don't want to get crumbs all over everything. Yeah. Gonna empty the crumbs into the trash can and hopefully not pour the cookies in at the same time. That's not working. We shall make this work. There we are. Okay. Just gonna... They are cooling for me. No, I just really need them to cool enough, I guess, to hold on to this chocolate. I really hope I'm gonna have enough room on the baking sheet to put them. Refrigerate. Okay. So, now I just need a clean sheet of parchment paper on our baking sheet right here. Just need to find where I put said parchment paper. Ah, here it is. Okay. Cool. Okay, so I'm just going to move that. Slide things around. Hopefully not knock anything over in the process, especially not the elderflower liqueur. That would make me very sad. Okay. I'm just going to mute the microphone again so I can blow my nose. Okay. Are you? Okay, I just felt the biscotti. They are cooling nicely. So let's go ahead and start melting our chocolate, shall we? So I've got about 2 cups of white chocolate chips in a microwave-safe bowl here. I'm just going to heat them up in the microwave on high for about 30-second increments. Grab a spoon, as well as a trivet. Trivet. Or we could just use a pot holder. Yes, pot holder, that works. Okay. And as well as what I should prepare my final ingredient. That's not a garnish. How are we doing? Okay. Give that a stir. Cool. Another 30 seconds. Ooh. And how much do I need for that? Half a tablespoon. Yeah. Cool. 4, 3, 2, 1. really is good. I have to figure out what I'm going to use this cocktail for. I'll figure out something. Maybe for the wizard party. Could be good. Or, so I haven't really developed everything for it yet. But what my husband and I are looking at possibly doing, or at least initiating within the next couple of months. Oh, that looks good. Dungeons and dinners. See, there's a site called Eat With that allows you to create experiences to invite, strangers over to your house, cook a meal for them, and, give them a fun experience. Oh, that looks good. Probably only need another 15 to 20 seconds on that. So let's just do that then. So the idea is that I would bring in guest DMs from time to time, or actually pretty much most of the time, from various shows who, my friends who run little various D&D shows, and have